who just couldn't take a joke. She just was not a good sport. He used to ask me, when that Vinnie Van Gogh cut off his ear and sent it to that whore he was so crazy about, how'd he send it? The punchline is, he sent it by ear mail. But being 7 years old, I was still stuck back on not knowing who Van Gogh is or what's a whore. And nothing kills a joke faster than asking my old man to explain himself. So when my old man says, "What do you get when you cross a pig with Count Dracula?" I knew to never ask, "What's a Count Dracula?" I'd just get this big laugh ready for when he tells me, "A hampire." And when he says, "Knock, knock," and I say, "Who's there?" and he says, "Radio," and I say, "Radio who?" and he's already started to bust a gut when he says, "Radio not, I'm gonna come in your mouth." Well, what the hell? I just keep laughing. My whole growing up, I figure I'm just too ignorant to appreciate a good joke. Me, my teachers, still haven't covered long division and all the multiplication tables. So it's not my old man's fault I don't know what's come. My old lady who abandoned us, he says that she hated that joke. So maybe I inherited her lack of humor. But love. I mean, you have to love your old man. I mean, after you're born, it's not like you get a choice. Nobody wants to see their old man breathing out of some tank and going into the hospital to die sky high on morphine. And he's not eating a bite of that red-flavored Jell-O they serve for dinner. Stop me if I already told you this one. But my old man gets that prostate cancer that's not even like cancer because it takes 20, 30 years before we even know he's so sick. And the next thing I know is I'm trying to remember all the stuff that he's taught me. Like if you spray WD-40 on the shovel blade before you dig a hole, the digging will go a lot easier. And he taught me how to squeeze the trigger instead of pulling it and wrecking my aim. And he taught me to remove bloodstains. And he taught me jokes. Lots of jokes. And sure, he's no Robin Williams. But I watched this movie one time about Robin Williams, who gets dressed up with a red rubber ball on his nose and this big rainbow-colored afro wig and those big clown shoes with a fake carnation stuck in his buttonhole of his shirt that squirts water. And the guy's a hot-shot doctor who makes these little kids with cancer laugh so hard they stop dying. Understand me, these bald kid skeletons who look worse off than my old man, they get healthy, and that whole movie is based on a true story. What I mean is, we all know that laughter is the best medicine. All that time being stuck in the hospital waiting room, even I read the Reader's Digest. And we've all heard that true story about the guy with a brain cancer the size of a grapefruit inside of his skull and he's about to croak. All the doctors and priests and experts say that he's a goner. Only he forces himself to watch non-stop movies about the Three Stooges. This stage 4 cancer guy forces himself to laugh non-stop at Abbott and Costello and Laurel and Hardy and those Marx Brothers. And he gets healed by the endorphins and the oxygenated blood. So I figure, what have I got to lose? All I need to do is remember some of my old man's favorite gags and get him started back laughing on the road to recovery. I figure, what could it hurt? So this grown-up son walks into his father's hospice room, pulls up a chair beside the bed and sits down. The son looks into his old man's pale, dying face and he says, "So this blonde gal walks into a neighborhood bar where she's never been before and she's got tits out to here and a tight little hiney, and she asks the bartender for a Michelob and he serves her a Michelob, except he sneaks a Mickey Finn into her bottle, and this blonde goes unconscious, and every guy in the bar leans her over the edge of the pool table and hikes up her skirt and fucks her. And at closing time, they slap her awake and they tell her that she's got to leave. And every few days, this gal with the tits and the ass, she walks in and asks for a Michelob and